Good morning and happy Monday, friends. I am Franny of Shine with Franny and so glad to be with you here today. So this little live free training came out of a number of questions from many people from last week. I think I got a bazillion. Well, it was probably more like a dozen. But after I had posted last week about how to take your business online, many people posted questions or sent me questions, text messages and whatnot, and wanted just some information. So I thought, you know what, why not bring this to the masses? We have social media as a platform. And so why not bring this, one, to answer their questions, and then two, to be able to offer other people like, oh, I never thought about that. So that's what this little training is for today. So a few things. One is if you are watching and you have a question, by all means, write it and I should be able to see it. I don't know. Sometimes things pop up. Like right now, if you give me a thumbs up, let me see if I can see it. Can somebody just give me a thumbs up? I don't know who's watching, but no, I can't see it if you did. But anyways, I'm going to try to answer some questions and maybe I'll hop on live afterwards and answer those for you guys. But a few things I just want to get, out there. First of all, this is free. So share this with other people who are trying to get online if they're just starting. I used to call myself a Techosaurus Rex, but now I realized I'm still completely a novice, but I realize I know a lot more than I did a week ago. And even more so than a year ago. So with that being said, I just want to kind of dive right in and give you three things and helping you to kind of get your feet wet, if you will, with starting online. So if you're brand new and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know which social media platform to start with. My coach always says, if you're sitting in a doctor's office, what would you be going to? What is the platform that you would be scrolling through? And so with that being said, if you're my age and you're mid-40s, you probably are going to be using Facebook just from the statistics. That's where our demographic kind of hangs out the most. But it's certainly not to say that you couldn't use Snapchat or TikTok, some of the kind of the newer millennial platforms that they're using, especially TikTok. It has become very fun for parents to do with their kids. Kids just get a hoot and a howl out of doing it. In fact, last week I was talking with my nephew and he's like, wait, you want a TikTok? So, but think about the two places that you would be online if you were sitting in a doctor's office. And that is, where to start, I guess that we could say TWO, not TO. But where do you start is with those two platforms that you would be scrolling through. And if you say two is too much and I don't want to start with two, then you just start with one. Like, what is the number one platform that I go to if I'm checking news, if I'm looking for updates of my friends, their kids, things like that. So that's the first thing you should do, is figure out which platform you're going to start on. Then the second thing you want to do, and if you look back at my history on Facebook, I started my business with Shine Wellness. And then I started it with, hi, Cindy Dane. And then I went to Shine with Franny. And so I've always had a Franny Foltz page, pretty much since Facebook came out. And then I started a separate page, and that was Shine Wellness. And then I made that Shine with Franny. So I've hidden the Shine Wellness page, so people can't even see that. I can see it on the back end. But you want to make sure you have a separate page, a separate account. So if you look on my Instagram and my Facebook, you'll see that I have both. I have two pages, a Franny Foltz personal page and then a Shine with Franny account. So you definitely want to do that. And it also, I've done that for years. It is against Facebook's policy to use your personal for kind of buying in products and things like that, even if you're a personal business owner, right? So think about the word separate. So the first one we started with was, where do I start? The second one you think about is separation, because you want to have a separate bank account. You want to have, you don't have to have a separate phone line. You can write off some of that, just so you guys know, on your taxes too. At the end of the year, you can write off a portion of your cell phone because you're using it for business purposes. Good morning, Stephanie. So with that being said, think about how you want to separate these two platforms, these two accounts. So you really want to keep it so that people recognize you as the brand and the authority and the industry expert on your Facebook page, on your Instagram page, on your YouTube channel, whatever that is. Have that be separate than if you're doing a personal. Even though mine is, more of a personal brand, Franny is in the name of my business. But, even Tony Robbins has a Tony Robbins, he has his business page and his business platform. So be really thinking about that. I laugh when I think and I look back at my old pages of, Shine Wellness. And then I look back at that page and I think, oh my gosh, but it's always been separate. I've really tried to keep that separate. Now, one thing is I oftentimes will share things over to my Franny page, my personal page, because then I get, people who are like, oh, I couldn't find you. Or I feel like, oh, well, maybe other people who maybe don't follow me should know about this. So you should follow me. So if you haven't done that, make sure you follow Shine with Franny on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, on all those. So the last thing is, so the first one was, where do I start? What platform do I use, right? So be thinking about that. Good morning, Christine. So think about the first two, the two places you would spend your most time if you were sitting in a doctor's office or if you're waiting in line at Target to cash out. Where are you going to spend your time scrolling? The second thing is keep things separate, right? So keep it separate with your business page and then your personal page. And that also, you guys, goes for separate when you're posting things. You do not want to share, and I've always done this as well. You do not want to share, you know how on the back end of Instagram, it can say, would you like to share this on Facebook? You don't want to loop those two together on the back end. You want to just simply take, copy, select all, copy and paste, and then plug it in on your other page. You don't want to keep it as it's all one. You want to keep them separate because you're not going to get, people are not going to look at it as much because guess what? Facebook and Instagram won't serve it to as many people because they're sharing the landscape, if you will. They're sharing the real estate because they're like, oh, wait, she's using this on here and here. So you want to keep it separate so they don't know, even though it's the same exact content, the same picture. If you look on a lot of my things, you'll notice oftentimes I'll take parts of my blog and I'll post them on different platforms. I won't put the whole blog on there. And that's another thing, you guys. You want to drive people over to your website. You want to get your traffic over there. So you just give a little teaser on your social media and then you direct them over to your platform, right? Your page so you can get your Google Analytics and everything up. But with thinking about that, you guys, it's really important to know a lot of it changes every single day. And the algorithms are crazy with what they use in social media. And it's really important to just, have just some little awarenesses. And these little tips, you guys, can hugely help your business with growing. So then the third thing, you guys, is what do I post? So often, and I actually write content calendars for people. I'm a former English teacher, a creative person. I love writing. I love coming up with new ideas and marketing. Like, well, what about if we did this? And, oh, today's National Pet Day. What if we did, blah, blah, blah. So I help somebody brainstorm over the weekend with that. But with that being said, people come and they're just like, they're paralyzed. I don't even know what to post. Nobody wants to hear from me. And I need to tell you that's a bunch of malarkey because people do want to hear from you. You do have something to say. And each and every one of you I know on this have a business. There's probably other people who are going to end up watching this who you have a business idea. People need to hear it, right? There's not just one brand of black leggings. Think about it, you guys. Walmart has a brand, Target has a brand, Lululemon has a brand, Athleta has a brand, Fabletics has a brand. And there are people that gravitate towards each and every one of those. People are going to gravitate towards you. So do not sell yourself short and do not tell yourself that no, that this is not, that I don't have anything to say. So here's the rule. You might have heard this rule when it comes to food, right? With your health and wellness, but 80-20 rule. So the 80-20 rule is this. You want to make sure that you're giving 80% of your content that is informing, educating, inspiring, especially at this time right now. Hi, BJ. Especially at this time right now where people are really looking for and seeking support and seeking encouragement and inspiration. Provide yourself with that content. Last night I posted like, hey, how can I pray for you? And I got, you guys, this morning I woke up, there were handfuls of DMs for people who didn't want to put, which is fine. I appreciate that. But people were wanting, oh my gosh, someone's willing to pray for me. They didn't put it out there online, which is great. I'm so glad they didn't put it out their personal request out there, their petitions. But with that being said, think about the 80% of the things that you want to, kind of put out there for the world, just that it's going to give value and provide an impact. And then the other 20%, that's when you're able then to sell your wares, if you will. That's when you're able to make the ask or to, share the offer. So you just want to put things out there that are going to get people to, that they're going to share that content or they're going to make them laugh. My friend Christine, she posts all the time and it makes me laugh. She posts really funny things all the time. She's on here right now. And so she has a lot of things that make me laugh out loud and then I'll take them and I'll give her credit all the time. That's the other thing, you guys. You don't want to post something and not give somebody credit. Like it's just immoral, right? Like it's plagiarism. Plagiarizing. So if you take something from someone, give them credit or, especially this day and age, you can screenshot things and then tag it over and pretend that it's your own, but it's not. And you know what, here in this world, like we're here to be in relationship with each other. So give each other credit. And if you read my blog this morning, God has worked on my heart so much. Like I used to be the person who was like, me. Like I want people to follow me. And this morning, my blog was all about like, hey, if you're going to be stuck at home right now, do an online workout with these people. If you're trying to teach yourself something, go online with these people. My friend Stephanie, I think is still watching right now. She has Easy Code for Kids. Like go and learn how to do something. But I I wasn't making it all about like me. Like I used to be so jealous of people that I was afraid that they were getting more traction than I was. Or guess what? I wasn't even in their space. Like I don't do coding at all. So why wouldn't I want to support somebody who does? And even people who are fitness, like my friend Joe Moss, he's amazing. Like if you guys look at him, he's got like a 12 pack. I'm not that person. I'm the person who like, you know, likes to eat cake for dinner sometimes. Like those are people who are in my tribe, you know, who oftentimes will follow me. So with that being said, the 80-20, like what do I post? And, you know, make it the 80-20 rule, you know, inform them, educate them, inspire them, excite them, make them laugh out loud, give them content that is going to be shared. And then the other 20%, you can be like, hey, you know, I've got this program going on, or hey, like for my friend Christine, I'm a personal brand photographer. Like I'd love to do your headshots. Like here were some of the things that I learned that using this lens when we were at the sunrise, photo shoot at the beach, this was the best lens. That would be her education, right? And then she might have something that's really funny about like the bloopers, you know, because I had to get changed on the beach, you guys, from a dress to workout clothes. Pretty funny. But she might have something that I would allow her to post. But with that being said, like it might be something that somebody could laugh about, right? And then she might make an offer and say, hey, you know, I had this great beach photo shoot with my friend, and I would love to, you know, take your family's pictures on the beach. So there you go. That's how you do it, guys. It's not that difficult. Like I hate to say that, but it's not. So think about your own personal, and I'm happy to hear like any questions if any of you have questions, but think about in your own personal brand, in your own personal, you know, industry. What can you offer to somebody, right? What can you offer to educate them? I think Lisa might still be on and Cindy's still on. They're both in the cooking space, and Lisa does catering. You know, maybe she says like, here's how you do a crudité. Is that how you say that? A charcuterie? I don't even know. That might be wrong. I know if you say it in French, it's so much more beautiful than the way I just butchered it. But with that being said, you guys, maybe you show people, here's how to do entertaining at home, or here's how you cook, you know, turnips. I don't know. I'm sorry to say I don't cook turnips. But with that being said, even Biche, you know, she's a homemaker and she's a darn good one, you guys. Maybe she talks about how, you know, this ingredient for her pasta sauce, or this is always the, you know, the kind of tomatoes she uses or something. You know, so it gets people coming to you because you want to get to be the authority in that space. And with that also being said, you know, you guys need to know this. 40% of consumers who are using social media are doing their research. They're using social media as an outlet for finding research. 40%, that's almost half of the users and the consumers of social media. So you want to become that industry expert. You want to be like, oh, I wonder what Franny has to say about that. I wonder what Christine or Cindy or whomever that is, you know, insert your name there. I wonder what they have to say about that. Let me go and search it. Now, I will tell you this also, and this is the reason why I'm headed over more towards YouTube. So if you haven't liked my page yet, hop on over there and like that. Because Facebook, I love Facebook, by the way, but Facebook does not allow people to search. YouTube is a search engine. So you can go and you can type in how to make pasta sauce, how to do a crudité tray or something like that, right? Beach photography shoots. You can type that in there specifically on YouTube and it's going to pop up. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of things are going to pop up. You don't have that capability on Facebook. So with that being said, charcuterie. Thank you, Cindy. With that being said, you know, think about the platforms that you want to be using, and especially some of you who are very visual and who can do like the DIY kind of things, YouTube might be the place for you to go. And you can repurpose the content that you're using. Like I just said earlier, you don't want to go ahead and just simply like link it over and share it. You want to take it and individually upload it. So that's the exact same thing that I'm going to do with this. I'm going to save this video when I'm done, and then I'm going to hop on over to YouTube and hop on over to Instagram and just plug them in. So they're going to be available for people who are following me in different platforms. So just an FYI, and think about that when you go back to the number one thing is like where to start. When you think about that, if that's one of your two, you know, if YouTube is one of your two, I would really consider like how you can start getting content up. My friend Stephanie was just in Cleveland.com magazine because she's been providing a piece of content a day for kids to be able to do and learn coding at home and other technology. I guess things at home. I don't know what to say, lessons at home. She's been really, you know, helpful. And so Cleveland.com came and did an expose on her and was like, oh my gosh, the lady said to her, and to quote her, and you can read the article, but she said, I can't believe you're putting out a piece of content a day. Like, I'm a writer and it's really hard to do. It takes a quick turnaround. And I know that too. I mean, you guys, if you look at my pages, I post every single day, and to come up with some of that stuff sometimes is hard, but sometimes it just flows. I'm like, oh, this is really gonna be a good word today. So okay, I hope I've helped you. If you have any questions, put them below. Like, if you want me to answer something, I would love to use this as Q&A time. If you think that this would be helpful, I ask you to share it with someone who's especially just starting their business. Please go ahead and share this on your personal page, if you think it will help other people. That's what I want to use this time, of quarantine. I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm stuck at home. I want it to be like, how can I help people? I'm stuck at home. Great. So what can I do? And if I give you guys a little sneak peek, you ready to see my office? You notice that there's nothing on my wall back there because everything has been coming down. All my boxes are starting to get packed. You ready? I'm going to do maybe behind the scenes one day just to show you what this looks like. This is empty bookshelf, but books that have not yet been packed in boxes. So I've got lots of work to do before I head out this weekend, but maybe some of you can come over and help me. Just kidding. Okay, would love to hear from you guys, though. Let me know if you have any questions below, and if I don't get them today, I can maybe hop on tomorrow or maybe later today and do a little follow-up from this. But love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and be blessed. Stay home, stay safe. Find things to do. Seize opportunities. Hop on over to my blog. If you don't subscribe to my Shine with Franny page, I send things out usually on Monday mornings. So hop on over there and see what I had to say this morning about using this time of quarantine as an opportunity. So, in Chinese, the two characters, that make up the word for crisis are danger and opportunity. So you can see this as danger or opportunity. And I'm choosing to see it as opportunity. So love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.